Welcome to Agenda Edina, a news program summarizing the actions taken in these chambers that affect you most. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty. One of the City of Edina's top awards for community service was recently presented to a philanthropist who worked to raise money last fall for a young African boy's education. Mayor Jim Hovland presented Paul Moody with the Mayor's Individual Service Commendation at Edina's Volunteer Recognition Reception, April 28th at Edinburgh Park. The award is given annually to an individual for outstanding volunteer service. A past president of the Rotary Club of Edina, Moody helped raise about $30,000 in October to pay for 6-year-old Moses Moara's education in Nairobi, Kenya. Last spring, the Rotary Club of Edina brought Moses to Minnesota from Africa to have his crossed eyes surgically corrected and to repair his damaged teeth. Until this life-changing experience, Moses had lived in the slums of Nairobi.
We decided as a Rotary Club that we'd like to, another great gift we could give him is his education. And so at our Rotary fundraiser last fall, we were able to raise $29,000. Our goal was $25,000, and that money will fund his entire education for 12 years. So it was an incredible outreach by the club, and it was a great thing to work on.
Moody is a current member of the Edina Community Foundation Board of Directors and past member of the Transportation Commission. He recently completed a 1-year appointment as an executive in residence at the Center for Integrative Leadership at the University of Minnesota. There, he wrote a case study on the integrative leadership aspects of Rotary's role in polio eradication, which was later used in a graduate class on leadership. Other mayor's commendations were presented to Police Officer Brian Hubbard, the city's Communications and Marketing Department, Edina Federated Women's Club, Shirley Johnson, and students J.D. Loyal and Apeksha Gunwardina. A prestigious Human Rights Award was also presented at the volunteer reception. Good Samaritan United Methodist Church Senior Pastor Dan Johnson was presented with the Tom Oy Human Rights Award. Good Samaritan United Methodist Church is a reconciling church that openly welcomes and affirms gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people. Johnson has been a spokesman on the issue of equity, advises churches grappling with the issue, and has lent his support to a group working for marriage rights.
Dan's efforts to create an inclusive church involving both all members of the community, as well as advocating outside his church for gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender rights, and the rights of all others in our community have been critical in making our decision.
Johnson is the 10th recipient of the Tom Oy Human Rights Award, presented by the Human Rights and Relations Commission.
Both civically and religiously, the rights, roles, and relationships of the gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender community are the human rights effort of this generation. And I thank the City of Edina for recognizing this movement of justice.
When it comes to team skating, most people think of hockey. However, there's an Edina-based girls skating team that is looking to change that, and they're beating some of the world's best competition to do it. Edina 16's Scott Denfeld has more.
Successful teams have always been a part of Edina's Braemar Arena, and now there's a team who's succeeding by doing things a little differently.
In skating, the only thing that people see sometimes is, as a team sport, is hockey for the girls.
And this team is providing young skaters an opportunity to succeed at a lesser-known sport, synchronized skating.
They have to do formations and shapes on the ice and move from one transition of a formation and shape to the next transition, all moving as a unit.
And all of their work has culminated in a team that is garnering attention by competing at the highest international levels, including a first-place finish at the French Cup and a bronze medal at the Junior World Championships.
We did get the bronze medal, which is the first time in many, many years that the U.S. has gotten it.
Attaining this level of success has been both rewarding and challenging, including long practice hours.
Our junior team that competes usually do 6 to 9 hours a week. We've had a lot of hockey players and boyfriends that come to watch and stuff. They just can't believe it because these kids will stay on the ice for 2 to 3 hours at a time.
As well as long commutes for many of the skaters.
I don't know, I mean, I love this team. I love everybody on it, and we have so much fun. It's worth the drive. All the experiences we have, it's all worth it.
But the payoff has included lifelong experiences.
We met some people from the German team and we've kind of like become friends with them. We talk to them, keep in touch with them. And it's cool to just compete internationally and meet people and see a different country and a different culture.
Increasing exposure for the sport they love.
We're hoping for more full teams here and, get the sport to grow a little bit more in the Twin Cities.
And delivering another championship caliber performance to Braemar Arena.
It was a real thrill for us and for U.S. figure skating to have, once again, this little town be able to pull off a medal.
For Edina 16, I'm Scott Denfeld.
Team Braemar's total score at the Junior World Challenge Cup was just 3 points short of second place and almost 10 points ahead of the fourth place team. After 13 years of service, an Edina police sergeant has hung up his SWAT gear for the last time. Edina 16's Kaylin Martin has more.
3 years into his law enforcement career, Sergeant Brian Tholen wanted to push himself even further. So he turned to the Edina SWAT team to do just that.
I got into the career in law enforcement because I like the challenge. Being a SWAT member really elevates that. You're challenged physically, mentally. You really have to be disciplined going into a house on a high-risk warrant.
Tholen spent 13 years on the SWAT team, the last 6 as team leader.
Brian is a very passionate individual, and when it came to SWAT, is probably, I would imagine, one of his highlights of his career so far. And he did a lot of great things for the team.
It was the trust his fellow team members had in Tholen, which brought him to the position.
You earn that trust and respect through making mistakes and acknowledging your mistakes.
While on the team, Tholen responded to 60 calls. But it wasn't only the excitement that brought him joy. His friends on the team did so too.
We became friends, we became fellow officers within the entire consortium because we trained together, we went on call-outs together, and we learned how each other worked.
Tholen was recently recognized by the Special Operations Training Association on April 18th with the Outstanding Lifetime Achievement Award for his diligence, perseverance, and devotion to duty and work for the Edina SWAT team.
On behalf of SOTA, Sergeant Brian Tholen, please come forward and accept your award.
The Outstanding Lifetime Achievement Award is given to the SOTA member who has gone above and beyond their call in their tactical situation and in their community.
I'm very humbled, very appreciative of my fellow officers on the SWAT team who put me in for the award.
After his successful tenure on the team, Tholen stepped down in February to make room for new leadership.
Brian's not a spring chicken anymore, and I think he was starting to realize it was time to let newer blood step down. The time was right for him.
We've had a flawless track record, and let's continue that, and hopefully I know the team and the new leadership will carry on the same expectations that I had for those 6 years as the team leader.
With Steve Christensen, I'm Kaylin Martin, Edina 16.
The Edina SWAT team is a member of the Southwest SWAT Consortium, a group of teams that also includes the cities of Eden Prairie, Hopkins, Minnetonka, and St. Louis Park. These teams train regularly around the metro area and annually at Camp Ripley in northern Minnesota. An early morning house fire last month claimed the life of an Edina resident. Cynthia Robb died in a house fire on April 18th. Edina fire personnel were dispatched to her family home in the 5300 block of Oaklawn Avenue just before 5 a.m. Crews arrived within minutes to discover heavy smoke and flames coming from the north side of the 1.5-story home. The fire was extinguished quickly. Robb was found inside the front door and pronounced dead at the scene. No one else was home at the time of the incident.
We do want to send our condolences from the fire department and the entire city of Edina to the family. It's a very sad and tragic event when the people lose their lives, and especially in a fire.
At the time crews arrived, smoke detectors were not sounding. However, the batteries might have exhausted from extended use during the fire, which firefighters believe had been burning for some time. According to Shearer, the fire is an example of why residential fire sprinklers are necessary.
It's a great way to protect your home and your family, and they're not as obtrusive as you would think. You can have them where you don't even see them. They're totally concealed.
The Minnesota State Fire Marshal's office is still investigating the cause of the fire. Still to come, how one Edina middle schooler spells success.
Dumping yard waste in city parks and woodlands can damage and even kill trees and vegetation. Don't wait for Mother Nature to fight back. Keep Edina's open spaces clean and healthy by keeping trash and yard waste out.
A best friend is a special thing to have. They are there to share your experiences and adventures, or help you celebrate when you are happy, and be there for you when you are feeling sad. They take care of you like only a best friend can. So take care of your best friend the way they take care of you. Make sure your dog is licensed, has the proper vaccinations, and wears its tags at all times. Also, for the safety of your dog and others, be sure to use a leash when on walks or out in public. If you take good care of your dog, they will be around a long time to take care of you too. For more information on laws concerning pets, call Edina City Hall or visit www.cityofedina.com.
There are many ways to spell success, but for one Edina girl, it was spelling the word triforium. Photojournalist Erin Klein and I recently met this 8th grader who's on her way to competing for the title of National Spelling Bee Champion. Hallucinatory.
Hallucinatory.
Anya Beth Swope is an 8th grader at Valley View Middle School. She recently outspelled every student in the 7-county metro area, making her the regional spelling bee champion. Now she's preparing for the national competition in Washington, D.C.
Currently doing an hour to 2 hours a day, and as it gets closer, I'll do more.
You might think that spelling is all kids like Anya Beth do, but she says that's rarely the case.
A lot of these kids are multi-talented. They play an instrument, they play sports, and they do this all at a very high level.
Anya Beth is not only the regional spelling bee champion, her teachers say she's a great writer, strong in math, language, and even the arts.
She's not just extremely bright in multiple areas, but she's also very mature and she's got a humility about her. So she genuinely tries to push herself.
Although Anya Beth just got into spelling competitions a couple years ago, this trip will be the 3rd time she competes for the national title in Washington, D.C.
See her as kind of an ambassador as well as being somebody who has achieved great things. And I'm glad that she's the one that's going and representing us.
I mean, it would be amazing to win. I'm definitely not expecting it. There are some other kids coming back this year who are very talented, so there's a lot of competition.
The Scripps National Spelling Bee will air on ESPN June 2nd. To simplify the review process for some homeowners and developers, the city's Zoning Board of Appeals has been folded into the Planning Commission. The City Council recently approved a change in local law establishing the Planning Commission as the Zoning Board of Appeals, eliminating a second stop for those seeking certain types of variances for projects that don't meet the city's zoning standards. As a result of the change, the Planning Commission will need to meet twice per month. The group's meeting schedule has not yet been determined. Before we go, we want to highlight some of the many upcoming events in our community. The Edina Garden Council will hold its annual plant sale at Arneson Acres Park 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Friday, May 6th and 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. May 7th. To celebrate National Heritage Preservation Month, the Heritage Preservation Board, along with the Edina Historical Society, will open Grange Hall Tuesday, May 10th from 5 to 7 p.m. for tours of the building. Treats will be provided and admission is free. Celebrate food, wine, and community at the annual Taste of Edina from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. Thursday, May 12th. Sample food from area restaurants and wine and beer available from Edina Liquor. Tickets are on sale now at any Edina Liquor location and at the Edina Chamber of Commerce office. Come out to see the city's big trucks and other equipment at the Public Works Open House Wednesday, May 18th at the new Public Works and Parks Maintenance Facility. The Twin Cities Get Your Rear in Gear 5K Walk and Run will be held May 22nd at Southdale Center, benefiting the Colon Cancer Coalition. City offices will be closed Monday, May 30th in observance of Memorial Day. It's that time of year when more and more community events are being held in the great outdoors. Thanks for watching this month's episode of Agenda Edina. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty.